Do you want to know how to do model railroad scenery? Why don't you stick around and watch this segment, see how we do it on my end. It's got a model railroad, this AR secondary. Hello everyone, Joe from Central Jersey, Conrail and InScale. Welcome back to the scenery playlist. So this time in the scenery playlist, we're going to be heading over to Freehold. We're going to be getting the area prepped for future construction of scenery and structures. So we're going to be putting in the subterrain and getting that all ready to go. So as I indicated when we did the work over in Lakehurst last month, the same thing here. We're really just getting this prepped so after the first year I can do all that track work on the main that I need to get fixed. And I figured just having this scenery base in there would help me moving track around. So both Freehold and Lakehurst, I anticipate starting construction, depending on how long the track work takes me, sometime around February, March, start scratch building mainly the bridges. I think those are going to be the slowest part of it, is getting those bridges done. Once the bridges are in and built, then I can start doing all the other scenes in those two areas. And then, then hopefully moving on to Lakewood and finishing up the layout. But we still have a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do. So why don't we cut over to the video and see how we did it, and I'll talk to you afterwards. Okay, so here we go getting started. So this is going to be a rather short video. Not a whole lot of work was taking place down here. What I'm doing is I'm installing the Subterrain using pink insulation foam, and I'm gluing it in with the PL 402 glue. I really like this glue for doing styrofoam. It's got a nice tight bond, and it actually has a little bit of ability to fill cracks if you kind of lay it in there right. Then you can kind of use your finger to smooth it out. So all I do is just measure out my pieces, cut them as close as I can, then I use my rasp to trim them down so that they fit in nice and tight, and then just put some glue on the edges, fit them in, and then let them sit for a little while. Now what I do is I whip up a quick batch of Sculptamold, and I'm just using that to level out some areas where a little not flat, had some bigger holes that the PL 402 wouldn't fill. So I'm just using the Sculptamold to kind of fill it in and smooth everything out. Alright, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some apple barrel earth tone colors and come in here and paint all the pink and white so that it kind of looks more like earth, and that'll wrap it up. So thanks for watching. All right, everyone, so there you go. That's how we did it. Yeah, so happy with the progress. More progress going on down this area. So now we're not filming with just nothingness. We're actually getting some stuff in behind me here, so that's good. Freehold. Besides Englishtown, I think this is my second favorite spot that I've been waiting to do. And that is because, growing up, I remember going up to the area of Freehold in Englishtown, always coming across Route 9 Bridge and looking down this way towards the east as we're going northbound and seeing the rail line in the trees. That had real overgrowth of trees. And then you could eventually see down to where Freehold lumber was. So I'm looking forward to recreating that scene as best as I can here on the layout, just because I got a lot of good memories of it. So the Route 9 overpass will be scratch built, and that'll be one of the key structures there in Freehold. Then we'll have 2 outbuildings here at Freehold Lumber, 3 actually, if you cover the covered loading dock. Then there's going to be the team track. Doing research, I found that over the years there was a couple different customers that were using that team track in the 80s. One of which was JCP&L Power and Light. They used to get telephone poles delivered there. They also, through word of mouth with my father, there was actually a couple times they brought in transformer loads, either for the Pergolaville substation or the Freehold substation. So that's some traffic to think about. And then also in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a brick company, a brick dealer somewhere either in Howell or Freehold. I cannot find any further information. They would get loads of boxcars full of bricks, and he would come over with a forklift and a flatbed truck and unload them there. So I actually have a few pictures of that. I actually witnessed it, but other than that, I've gotten no further information. So yeah, so the team track's going to feature a lot of different traffic throughout the operating operating scheme. And then the other key industry over here, which is these weird styrofoam things, that's going to be Prestone Antifreeze facility. Prestone was actually on Adelphia Road in Howell, right over the Freehold border. And what they did there was they made plastic bottles, and they also put together precursors to create antifreeze under the Prestone brand name. I don't know what other brands they were producing at that facility. The facility has changed hands over the years. It went from Prestone to Honeywell, and now it's back to Prestone, but they're still an active shipper. I know from rail fanning they would get generally 1 to 2 hopper cars of plastic pellets and 3 to 4 rail cars of ethylene glycol on a weekly basis. So Prestone, mostly the pump house and the 4 tanks are going to be scratch built, and then I think the production building itself is just going to be represented by a building flat. There was a series of businesses. The road will continue off the battlefield on the curve down in the Freehold and then go over into the backdrop. And along that stretch there, along the backdrop, was a bunch of different businesses that were non-rail served businesses. I'm just going to represent those with flats. I don't know if I'm going to do actual building flats, or I might just do, I have seen some articles on just printing pictures and putting them on foam core board to kind of give them a little 3-dimensional look. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, but more to come on that. So I think that's going to put a wrap on this video. Yeah, not much else to go with. What you can expect over the coming months. It's December now that you're getting this video. We'll have the year-end review here on January 31st. And expect next month, January timeframe, I'm going to be doing, I think I'm going to do a layout tour for everybody to show everybody all the work and kind of give you an overview of where we are and kind of a state of the railroad address kind of thing, and bring everybody up to speed. That way I can have time to gather my supplies for turnout building and all that stuff and get cranking on that, with hopefully getting that work progressing late February, early March. And then, like I said, if we stick to the timeline, hopefully keep our fingers crossed if we can stick to the timeline, you know, by summer, wrapping up, being very close to being done, with the exception of details and vehicles and figures that I still have to go back and do. But it just, you know, we'll be there. So yeah, let's see where we get this year. And but you know, I'm not going to stress about it because, you know, life happens, as you've known from following me for 5 years. So we'll just do the best we can. And but I anticipate 2023 being wrapped up with major construction. So I don't see anything in lieu of a meteorite falling out of the sky doing, you know, upsetting that balance. Okay, so there you go. That's going to put a wrap on this video. So if you're seeing this video for the first time, you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel because we'd love to have you follow along. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page, TikTok, and Instagram for daily updates on the layout. And otherwise, that's all I have for you. I'll see you next time. Thanks.